guys, I'm Kiwani and I make videos on nutrition, exercise science, yoga, and zero waste. And today I'm gonna be making a video for you on how to make Instant Pot zero waste or, well, low waste yogurt. It's really important for me to maintain yogurt in my diet. I eat it all the time, but I didn't want to continue to buy plastic cartons of yogurt, so I learned how to make Instant Pot yogurt, and I want to share that with you today. It's not 100% zero waste because we are going to be using a milk carton that I get delivered to the house, but so we're just going to get straight into the video, and I hope this is helpful. So what you're going to need for your yogurt is you're going to need a high quality grade milk. I get the organic Smith Brothers. This is a local dairy that I have delivered to the house. This is the only waste that we will be producing today. So if you're worried about that, I know you can get milk in glass jars. For me in my life right now, I can't really do that. I was doing that and it was just making it so much harder. So zero waste for me is not about being perfect. It's about doing the best you can. I read a quote recently that was fantastic. It was, we don't need 10 people doing zero waste perfectly. We need millions of people doing zero waste imperfectly, because if you can reduce your waste just a little bit, that makes a huge impact overall. So I opt for this delivery option. I'm trying to figure out a way to get this in glass. I think that Smith Brothers used to do glass, and I'm going to try to talk to them and see if they can do glass again, or if it's just, you know, not an option anymore. So still figuring things out, obviously, but you know, you pick your battles. Then the next thing you're going to need is some really sturdy glass jars. I make my yogurt in glass jars. I've tried making it right into the Instant Pot itself, and it's scalded and tastes weird and it sticks to the bottom, and so I just make it in glass jars. It's so much better. But I do get the very sturdy glass jars. These are the Le Parfait ones, and I've tried using ball jars before and I have had them break. So yeah, use at your own risk. It has happened. So part of that, I think, is when they get hot enough, the glass vibrates and like hits each other, and then that vibration then shatters the glass. But I don't exactly know. You're also going to need a yogurt starter. So this is just leftover yogurt that I had made previously. But when I started making yogurt, which was like a year ago, basically, I just bought a little thing of yogurt. Just get a high quality, like if you don't have a yogurt starter for whatever reason, just get a high quality, plain whole milk yogurt starter. I don't exactly know why, but whole milk tends to culture better than low fat or non-fat milk. I don't know why, or at least that's been my experience. So obviously you can play around with it if you want to do low fat milk or non-fat milk or whatever. You do you, but I find the best results with whole milk. Plus it tastes like amazing. It tastes, oh, it's so good. And then you're gonna need a towel to have your jars sit on. And then you're also gonna need the wrap that goes inside your Instant Pot. And this is just my Greek yogurt strainer. So if you're gonna make Greek yogurt, you're gonna want this. I don't always make Greek yogurt, but I do frequently enough that I decided to invest in a specialty tool. I'm generally against the specialty tools for the kitchen. I try to have multi-use tools. This is one of those things where I was like, this is amazing, because I tried doing it in a cloth bag and it was a giant pain in my ass. Oh my God, but I love Greek yogurt. So I bought this thing. It's so much easier. Plus you don't waste any yogurt because it's easy to just scrape this out. I bought this on Amazon like a year ago, and it's been amazing. So you do you, but I highly recommend if you're gonna make Greek yogurt, use that. Obviously, you're also gonna need the Instant Pot. I have tried making yogurt before, like in the oven at like a low temperature or whatever. There's all kinds of different ways to do it. My mom said, oh yeah, I used to make yogurt, you know, with the oven light on to keep it at a constant temperature. And all of that just seems like a giant pain in the ass. So I love having the Instant Pot because it keeps it at a consistent temperature. It tells me when it's done. I can ferment it for a given amount of time. It's fantastic. So this is your setup that you're gonna want. So you're gonna want to put your rack inside your Instant Pot, and then your towel inside, and I kind of pinch it up in between, and so that kind of creates some space between the two jars right here. And then I put my jars in, and I have the lids go opposite directions. I suppose I could take the lids off, but. So I have the lids go opposite directions like that. And then you're gonna wanna put your milk in. And I fill it until it's about an inch from the top of the jar. So then I just close these guys up, and then I have my kettle here, and I pour in enough water until it reaches just the bottom of the rack. So I just look in, it's about an inch or so of water. So once everything is in your Instant Pot, then you're going to, you just close the lids, you make sure you have your water in there, make sure that your jars are not touching, and then close your lid. Set your Instant Pot to sealing. So once everything's sealed up, then you're gonna wanna hit the steam button. And I've set mine to 2 minutes. You can change the pressure levels like that. So you just hit the pressure button and it changes from high to low pressure. So I have it on high pressure, and that changes the time. So high pressure for 2 minutes, and the Instant Pot itself is on sealing. The reason why you're gonna wanna steam your milk and your jars before you do anything else is you want to make sure everything is sterilized. So what this does is it sterilizes the milk, which should be pasteurized already, but just in case any bacteria gets in there, it kills all that. And it also sterilizes your jars. Obviously, I run them through the dishwasher, so they're pretty clean, but I wanna make sure they're 100% clean and I'm not introducing any kind of bacteria into my body that I don't want to be. Obviously, the culture of the milk, like the cultured yogurt, is a specific kind of culture, but I don't want bad cultures in my body, right? So that's kind of what we're working on here, is we're making sure that this is completely sterilized. In addition to that, the steaming process and bringing the water, or bringing the milk up to a super high temperature also helps denature the proteins of the milk itself. So it helps break down the lactose, which is glucose and galactose. It helps denature that coupling to make it a little bit easier for your body to digest, as well as makes it a little bit easier for the fermentation process to take place. So this is a really important step and you shouldn't skip it. So just make sure, it takes a little bit of time, but it's not terrible. Just wait on it. It's no big deal. Once this has come up to full temperature, in the steaming process, what happens is it'll say on, it's gonna come up to full temperature. This is gonna pop up and it's gonna seal, and then it's gonna steam for 2 minutes, and then it'll give you that beeping and tell you that it's done. It'll beep 5 times and then it's done. So what you wanna do is come over and hit the cancel button, but don't mess with this. Just let it depressurize naturally. That's the best way. You can, if you're in a hurry, you can hit this little thing and it'll steam and open, but for the purposes of making yogurt, I feel like it works a little bit better if the temperature comes down naturally. Once it's come down to temperature and it's safe to open this little red thing will have dropped down. You come over, open this up, you open up your sterilized milk jars, and then what I want you to do is you're gonna wait for this to cool down, and it takes quite a long time for these to cool down. So I would say it takes about 30 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, and you're gonna use a thermometer. You just pop that guy in there, and I want you to get it between 130 and 140 degrees Fahrenheit. And if it's between those temperatures, it's perfect. And if it's too high, you'll scald your culture and it won't actually culture. If it's a little bit lower than that, it's not a big deal. I just don't want it to get too low because I don't want any weird bacteria growing in there that we don't want. Then the next step is, once this is at the right temperature, yes, you'll have a little bit of milk skin. You know what I'm talking about, like if you make, pudding, whatever. Milk skin, not a big deal. take your culture here, which is your yogurt, and put about a 1/4 cup, I'd say, which for me is about 2, these are really big spoons. I would take 2 of these and put it into each container, stir it around, and then close these guys back up. Put your lid back on. I put it on sealing. It's never actually going to seal because the yogurt temperature is so low. I think it's like 108 degrees. It doesn't say, it just says yogurt setting, and it just like stays at that temperature. So you're gonna hit your yogurt setting, and it's just going to ferment for as long as you want it to ferment. So that's kind of the process that I go through. You can change the amount of time that you culture your yogurt for depending on the outcomes that you want. So some people who are really, really sensitive to lactose can ferment for a lot longer, and they won't actually have the negative effects of lactose. I would be really careful with that, obviously, because I mean, I can obviously eat dairy and lactose and it's not a big deal, but for those of you who are sensitive to it, just be careful. So I'll show you what I do to change how long it ferments for, and then we'll just go from there. I've added my yogurt culture, and now I'm just going to let it ferment as yogurt. So what I'm gonna do is hit this yogurt button, and it says 10. That's 10 hours. And it's gonna start from 0 and count up. You can change the time though if you want it to ferment longer or shorter. I would say minimum 8 hours for fermentation, but you can change it. I know some people who ferment theirs for 24 hours and it's fine. So it's kind of up to you and your body. It will be significantly more sour the longer you ferment it for. 10 hours is about perfect for me. I feel like I get a really good ferment, and as well as it's the right sourness for me. It's not too sour that I don't want to eat it. Oops, yeah. So that's it starting, and it's going to count up to that 10 hours. When it's done, it's gonna say yog. So we're not gonna wait for it, obviously, because it's gonna take 10 hours to ferment, but yeah. And then I'm gonna show you, through movie magic, I'm gonna show you how I make my Greek yogurt. Okay, so through movie magic, we have some done yogurt. Now, I made these the other day, and that's why I'm making this video, because I was like, oh my god, done yogurt, and I can show you how to make the Greek yogurt, which is super, super easy. This is the finished product, and so this is the finished product, and we're just gonna put it into this guy here and let it separate. So what we do is I use a spatula, and I literally just pour that guy in there. So I just kind of gloop it out into here. Not a big deal, super easy. And you can see it's already separating a little bit. And you can also see how this would be a bit of a pain in a bag. So I just scrape that out, and I try to even this out a little bit so it doesn't get all over the lid. And then I just stick the lid on this and stick it in the fridge. So you can see it's already separating the whey from the yogurt. And I'm just gonna let this sit for about 24 hours or so. You can let it sit for more or less time depending on how thick you like your Greek yogurt to be. 24 hours is about enough, plus it doesn't waste a whole lot of the whey. You don't have to throw away your whey. Throw away your whey. You can freeze it. You can add it to soups or stews. You can put it in smoothies. It's one other way to use things that don't go to waste. Other way. So that's the rest of our video. I hope this was helpful. Please let me know if you have any questions. You can comment below and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. I'm trying to make more videos more regularly, so let me know if you have any questions. If you like this and you want more like this, please like and subscribe, maybe hit the bell, I don't know, get crazy. And always remember, pro tip, drink water. It's super helpful. Okay, bye guys, see you soon. Okay. Okay. One more time with feeling. You can do it. Okay. Whew.